Singh Chahal. So we just got together for coffee like 15 minutes back, and interestingly, we've got a very uh, hot bunch of vehicles with us. So this is probably these are the two latest mods, this one and that grey one there. So these have just been done up. I think this the video for this one went out today morning, and this got completed on Saturday. So we've got two fresh Jimneys, less than 200 kilometers on the odo, and they've been modified. So we also had uh, a close to stock Thar with slightly taller tires and wheels in the bunch as well. So I thought it'll be good to do a quick comparison, because when you record the Jimny alone, it's very difficult to understand, the size, or it is difficult to get a comparison of the size as to how big the vehicle is. So I'll quickly run you through what modifications have been done. This is a bone stock vehicle with a 2.5-inch lift in the front and a 2-inch lift in the back, so it's kind of leveled out with that. And we've got 9J zero offset wheels. I've already covered them in the video, with 265/65 R17 BFGs. So these sit right in the line, barely sticking out like half an inch, but that too only the sidewall. The tread sits clean in the line. So this has been lifted from a stock vehicle's perspective. This vehicle now is close to 4.5-5 inches taller, if you compare it to the stock height of the Jimny. So it really does make a lot of difference. Next to us is the trusted Gypsy. That's our Gypsy, and this is running 215 BFGs. No lift, no nothing, but this one has a 40 body lift in it. So that's the only lift we have, but the hardtop makes it sit pretty tall. So just to do a quick comparison with the Gypsy as well, there's tons of points that we can actually cover with both. But what I want to bring your notice to is, if you can see this curve in the A-pillar and the shape of this A-pillar, this has more of a boxy stance that gives it tons of space inside. So the Gypsy used to have the tendency of pushing both the people towards each other, because the top used to curve in, uh, and the width is not that much. Now from this point, you can clearly understand how wide, or how cool the boxy feel is, because it gives you lots of space inside. Uh, this is the new baby. This is Mankavil's Jimny. This got completed yesterday late in the evening only. So this has a fresh set of two 75/65 R17. These are 31.1 inch tall. Uh, we've got 9J fuel wheels on this one, set of 5, and the line has come out very nicely. So both of these Jimnys are going to get a bull bar. Currently we've chopped and trimmed to make it fit, and this set is even bigger than the one on the white one. So what I actually want to compare is a little attention to the wheels here. Actually, the color came out so nicely that, bronze wheels, if executed properly, I don't think there's anything that can come close. So now next to us, we've got a Thar. So this one is running fuel vectors in grey. These are also 9J wheels in 17-inch, and it has got 255 75 R, sorry, 245 75 R17. So these are 31.5 inch tall. So these tires are 0.4 inch divided by 2, that is 0.2 inch taller than these itself. Even though due to the lack of width, they look slightly narrow at the top, and maybe the final height is pretty much the same. But these are any which ways taller than your stock tire, the stock tire that comes on a Thar. But now, other than the width aspect, I don't feel there's much of a difference. Rather, it now sits pretty close. If you Even though these are not similar designs, but the fender heights are pretty much the same. This one, due to having like a Bronco type front, the bonnet height sits slightly taller, and because we are running a 2.5 inch in the front looks a little raised as well. So I think it does, compare well to a stock Thar, or maybe a Thar with slightly bigger tires. We're not bringing into consideration Thars with lift kits here. because then that goes into a completely different ball game. But that feeling or that question in mind that, you know, the Jimny is a very small vehicle, I don't think that is a question anymore, as long as you are not limiting yourself to the stock vehicle with the narrow pizza cutter tires. Otherwise, there's a lot of questions how the response is, how it runs with these tires. We've run these and even heavier 31 10.5 15s on Jaskaran's Jimny. No doubts at all, and no regrets as to having fitted a bigger set of tires. You do lose out on acceleration, you do lose out on you know the immediate throttle response, but it all kind of falls into place once your foot gets customized to that throttle. And of course these will be getting remaps as well. A full set of complete exhaust is coming for both of them, and a throttle tuner as well. So I don't think, you know, but that's what I always try to tell, that this is just the start of the project. This is not where it ends. This is where it starts, and then we'll make it fit and make it work according to the set as well. So we'll quickly do a look at the, and if you can bring the camera this side. Uh, from the rear as well, I'll stay here, and from the rear you can see the comparison is pretty neat. The height is very decent, almost similar in height, and the boxy feel really, you know, takes the cake. And then the two white ones here, if you can bring the camera this side, uh, you can see because of the narrow stance, the Gypsy looks very tall. But again, if you can see, uh, the D pillars, if I might, they are, this one curves in a lot, and there's quite a lot of distance on the side. And this side, due to the boxy feel, uh, you know, inside you get a lot of space. So this has the proper Hilux feel, because it is raised from the top and the overall height is not that much, but it has tons of ground clearance, beautiful approach and departure angles as well. So it has that ice cream sandwich type feel, because it is, the entire body of the vehicle is not that tall, so less sway and less wobble in this one as well. And this wheel, I when we bought it, we had a few doubts in mind, but after being fitted, we had to work on the center bore a little. But after being fitted, it looks phenomenal. It reminds me of this one book that we had, and it had these beautiful Jeep CJs and Jeep YJs modified. So long time back, like 9 10 years back, we saw this similar looking wheel on in that book. So we always thought maybe whenever we get the opportunity, we'll definitely take up this wheel. So it's a neat bunch, and it's really good to see all of these vehicles together. And the Gypsy has a full automatic exhaust. These both will also be getting a full automatic exhaust. So that's about it. If there's any doubts, questions, queries, do let me know. Thank you.